Hey folks, Ivan from Work in Product here. Now I know there's a lot of people out there looking for work, which can be pretty stressful. I've been there. And with more people applying for less jobs, there's more competition out there. This means it's extra important to really stand out above the rest. Now, so much of the product marketing role is about deriving a unique value proposition. So what better way to start than with how do you present yourself? Now, there's a million and one basic interview recommendations like be data driven, but I'd really like to just spend some time here sharing just 5 tips that are beyond the obvious so that you can really put your best foot forward. So start with number 1, which I will call distracts. So knowing the company's competitive landscape is just table stakes, but because product marketing is responsible for the countering the competition, they're always going to appreciate maybe just a little jab here, snuck in conversation. Nothing too negative, of course. This isn't a political campaign, but pointing out known gaps, flaws, or just things you might not like about certain competitors. That shows that you understand the market, but also respect their differentiated position. Now, if there's a big player in the market and you're interviewing with a challenger, really talk about taking them on full strength. So no matter where you are, where that company is, kind of on a competitive landscape, always kind of reach for that next tier because it shows who you're talking to that you're really a big thinker, and you're not just talking about how to compete with who's side by side, but really how to go after the next big thing, because it's all about going after the next big thing and competition. So number 2, growth but no hacks. So always use terms like growth and scale in conversation about strategy and execution. So every company, no matter the size or the stage, is of course obsessed with growth. So if you speak this language correctly, it kind of shows that you understand the pressures from the business on product marketing to deliver results that impact the growth of the business. That said, I think my recommendation is to kind of leave those tacky and sometimes shady growth hacks out. I just believe product marketing has to elevate above that, even if it is totally part of the demand gen game. All of the kind of growth hacking activities, that's part of demand gen. Now, an average product marketer might resort to talking about hacks to kind of get attention, but a really great product marketer is always authentic with the message. Clever, but authentic. So speak growth, but leave the hacks out. All right, number 3, more bang for your buck. Of course, every company right now is trying to do more with less. And that covers a wide range of things, but I'll specifically talk about one thing here. No matter what role you're interviewing at or the size of the company, it's going to carry some sales enablement responsibility. And it's probably inevitable that that's going to come up in an interview conversation about product marketing. I mean, the question kind of is how will you ensure that everyone has the latest and greatest messaging and intel? Now, the best thing I think you can do in this regard is really speak to your deliverables as kind of a one-to-many distribution, as in making sure that your work gets amplified across the entire organization. The reason being is that too much like one-on-one training or one-on-one messaging, it doesn't scale. And anyone who's hiring in product marketing is really trying their best to do things that can scale. And in every company that I've ever been in or even heard of, product marketing is an under-resourced and under-budgeted function. So show the person you're talking to that they'll get the most bang for their buck with you and your work. That's going to make you look like a very strong candidate. Okay, number 4, be willing and able in the spotlight. Now, writing and presenting are core functions of the product marketing job no matter what. Now, if you already have some public presence, great, lean hard on that. If not, no worries, just make it known that you're at least up for it. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become a Twitter celebrity or YouTube star overnight, but it may mean that you will have to present in a public setting of some kind to the company, your customers, your prospects, or industry analysts. Now, at minimum, you'll need to be comfortable with that, but then a really great way to actually stand out is to truly embrace it. Now, how you present yourself during an interview is some indication of how you might do in front of an audience, but don't overstress about that. It is totally okay to be nervous during an interview, and I believe that most interviewees have a lot of empathy for that. So really kind of focus on how you might be presenting to an audience in a customer-facing setting of some kind. That's something that is always looked at as a way to differentiate yourself as a strong product marketer. All right, number 5, losers beget the winners. Now, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine when someone just says to be data-driven, but doesn't really say of what and why. Now, in product marketing, pipeline data is used as actionable intelligence that's going to impact all your positioning, all your messaging, targeting, pricing, all of these things. Now, there's a lot to this, of course. So to kind of keep it focused during an interview, my recommendation is to really hone in on the win-loss analysis. So, looking at the latest deals, or the ones you've lost, and the ones you've won. Now, in real practice in product marketing, what you gain from really analyzing where you're winning and losing very quickly pays back in spades. It's one of my favorite exercises. And so anyone interviewing for a PMM role will really appreciate understanding the true value and meaning of these data points. But I think it's just too obvious to focus on where you're winning. So I think maybe a way to stand out as a candidate here is to say you'll first investigate where the company's losing. This could be to competition, it could be certain features, just industry timing, price, etc. If you've kind of focused here, it's going to tell that interviewer that you care about making improvements and optimizations and are not just there to do more of the same. All right, that was a quick top 5, but I got one bonus one. It's a little bit more about the interview process itself, and that is don't do the job yet. Now, when you get further down the road of an interview process, you'll likely get asked to do some exercise. Now, every company treats this differently, and every role has different expectations. But generally speaking, in product marketing, the exercise will be some form of a go-to-market strategy presentation. But here's the thing. You don't work there yet, and you won't know all of the surrounding context. It would, one, be super ridiculous for anyone to expect you to have the winning strategy, and it would also be very ridiculous for you to know all the answers before day 0. So my recommendation here with these kind of exercises is to really focus more on what you would do to derive actionable intelligence on the job, and then how you would then form a hypothesis around your findings and what that would mean for what your execution plan would be coming into the job. So rather than in an interview saying, I think we should lower prices, maybe say, well, I'd probably spend some time reviewing the latest deals that we've won and lost to determine whether, hey, maybe are we leaving money on the table? Or maybe are we losing where we should be winning? I would take that data and information and form a hypothesis around that. I mean, if they legit expect you to do their job for them during an interview, that's already a huge red flag anyway. What they should really be evaluating you on is how you would tackle your maybe first 90 days on the job, both from a kind of strategic standpoint of how you think about coming into that job, but also from an execution standpoint. What are the types of things you want to get in and start doing? But you can't have all the answers. You shouldn't be expected to have all the answers. All right, that was a very quick video. I hope these tips will help you ace your next product marketing job interview. I will stress that key point about differentiation again. The job is really centered on standing out. So, you should try to do the same as a candidate. Do everything you can to stand out so you're not just yet another person coming in. You want to be that great product marketer, and that's how you're going to get the job. So, for more content and resources like this about the product marketing or product management job, visit us at workinproduct.com, and good luck out there. Cheers.